Hey guys, we're here at the Monroe House in Hartford City, Indiana. I have with me Nikki Paranormal. So what do you think about this location, Nikki?
It's definitely an intimidating kind of house. I mean,
we've been anxious to get into this location. There's a lot of reports of bad, negative stuff here.
I'm the owner of this house. I think we bought it about 10 years ago, and it was just a flip project. And I actually had another project at the time, so we kind of let this one go for a little while. That's when the neighbors started telling us the lights were coming on, and that's the beginning of the story there. Exactly.
So can you tell us about any crazy happenings that affected you here in the house?
I don't even think about that stuff. That wasn't even, I'm more into science and measurability and that. But we had a fire that HUD had marked upstairs. The fire actually happened because me and my brother had to close that damage up. HUD had actually removed the bathroom floor to expose it for whatever reason. But that was the first project we done in here.
Wow.
And that's when I thought I saw my brother come into the house. And I had the radio cranked up so I couldn't hear, but that's the way we worked. He would slip in, he worked a second shift, and I would leave and he'd take over. But I was kind of struck by the fact he went into the dark room. I'll show you that. I had worked till it got dark. I lost track of time. The only light I had at the time was a floodlight. And I seen him go into the room, and after a few seconds, why would he drop his tools in a dark room? So I got up to see what he was doing, and he wasn't there. And that's when it first gave me the creeps, right then. 3 or 4 weeks later, I had some problems with some lights that had gone off. I mean, left me with just the floodlight. It's almost funny to tell because it's like a bad movie, but I had gone into the back room where I had my tools, had walked out, and that light cut out behind me, but they were original bulbs. I just chalked up as they just, you know, I shook the floor or something. Went into the hallway and turned into the kitchen, and that light went out. Now they're all out. And again, I was like, yeah, that has to be bulbs. Burn out. Just coincidence they went off like that. And then the neighbors started talking about the lights coming on, they're seeing people. Then it got to where the police were called. The worst one I had, I hate to tell this, it was a year or two ago. I had a contractor over here and we was looking at the house taking bids. And this is daytime. And I was upstairs, and those little ladybugs or where they got into the house real bad. And after he left, I thought, well, I'll sweep them out. And I went into all the rooms upstairs looking for the broom, and it was in front of me all this time, right there by the stairs. And I started to, you know, sweep the floors out, and I heard a hiss. I can't describe it. It was an oddball sound, and of course it startles you. And I looked down the hall, and whatever it was, I didn't see it, but it looked like it was breaking the light as it was taking off. Now I told everybody it must have been birds outside, a rare condition, but that was the worst. But that was probably the most terrified I've ever been. And just recently, me and that guy doing the room heard something, and we swear it came from down here. And it sounded like tools clanging. A lot of people have gotten some shots down here or something.
When was this house built?
At best we can tell, probably 1850s. This center section right here, then it was added on after that. So, and the well that they talk about, I do believe it's behind this wall. And it's covered, but I don't know how deep it is or how well it's covered. One of the fires started right here.
Right there.
And that might be one of the old, we think there was 2 fires because we found 2 different times.
Was there an electrical box there or anything at one time?
As far as we know, we don't know. And somebody pulled up a little bit out of the fire department, and they said it was an unknown. It does give me the creeps to be in by myself, you know.
We hope, anyway.
Units? Is that how this was?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a lot of history in this house. Different people lived here, all kinds of different backgrounds.
The stories are all similar, though.
Right. And at one point, this was a single family, I'm assuming.
Well, I heard that might have been a boarding house.
Okay.
Some of the construction looked like it might have never been attached, but I'm not 100% sure. bizarre was right here in the hallway.
Right here?
Yeah, I've got a electrician's tester for a wire. It's an industrial one we use at work. And I've never had it go off before like that in midair, but it did it here, and I wanted to show some guys at work. You got to see this. It's not designed to do that. Never seen that before.
I'm Sherry Stewart. I am Pamela Norris's and Eddie Norris's sister-in-law.
And you did not want to meet us at the house or have anything to do with the house. Why is that?
The last time that I was at the house, we were doing an investigation. This was about a month ago, and we were doing a live EVP session, and one of the gals asked, "What is your name?" And the recording came back, "I am Legion, Demon of Many, my name is Beelzebub." That was the last straw for me. Yeah, leading up to that, I was scratched in the kitchen, my leg was bleeding, and I felt like it was singling me out. Some of the EVPs, it was calling me by name. It was saying nasty stuff like, "I want to rape you, Sherry. I want to kill you, Sherry. Go home, Sherry." It was always my name. It was just too much. The same night, one of the gals felt like she got punched in the stomach too.
How many times have you investigated that house?
Oh my gosh, too many to even count. I mean, we've been in the house for 3 years now, just investigating. I don't even know if I'm going to investigate anywhere anymore. I'm just to that point where I think maybe I'm just done.
Because of that experience, those experiences at the Monroe house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the house can be overpowering. For me, I would leave and I would constantly start thinking about the house, obsessing about the house. It controlled my every wake. I would wake up in the middle of the night, and instead of thinking about, oh, my bills that are past due or worrying about my kids, my thought at 3 in the morning would instantly go to the house. I know my sister has gone through some of the same stuff. And honestly, I wish they would just walk away from the house. I know it's a big investment, it's a rental, and they've got a bunch of money tied up in it. However, I just wish they would walk away. I just find it kind of bizarre. When we do our live EVP sessions, we get so many voices, it's unreal. Old women, young women, men, children. I don't know if it's a portal, I don't know what it is, but it's just bizarre. Also, once in the basement, I was giving a tour and walked down the steps. My sister-in-law and my son were in the basement with me, and the lights turned off on their own, and it was pitch black. And at that time, a pipe was thrown at me. Didn't hit me, but it hit the limestone wall behind me, bounced off the wall. I screamed bloody murder, and then the lights came back on again. It was a copper pipe. I mean, we were the only 3 people in the basement.
Hi, my name is Nikki Paranormal, and I investigated the Monroe house with Dave Spinks. When I first got there, we had gotten there early in the afternoon, and we did a walk around the property before the owner had gotten there, and we were walking around the perimeter of the property. I was fine. I felt normal, so much to my surprise, it was going to be very different later. The owner got there, and we talked with him. We did a walkthrough of the inside of the house. Felt fine. We set up for the radio show that we did before we did our live investigations on YouTube. And actually, during the radio show, Dave said that I needed to slow down because I was being my normal self, I have a lot of energy. I never thought later in the evening I'd have what happened happen to me. Dave started asking questions, and I was sitting in one of the folding camping chairs, and as we're sitting there, I'm just noticing that I'm feeling weird, and I wasn't moving, and that's not me. I'm not a sitter, I'm a mover. Suddenly, I'm just really feel like I have no energy whatsoever. I felt like I had no energy whatsoever. They were asking me if I was okay, and I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to feel weird. As I was sitting there, not moving at all, I had my RT EVP in, and my recorder literally just flew from my lap to the floor. So that was odd. And as I'm sitting there, I'm trying, to talk with them, and they said that I sounded drunk. I don't really remember much. And I've never had this happen during any investigation I've ever been on, ever, where I felt completely drained. I've never had it happen. And I almost feel like I didn't even get to investigate the house. I remember being in the chair. I remember a quarter flying forward. I remember getting up and stepping outside. Okay, if she prayed with me, and she prayed for me and sent me some protection prayers over me, and I actually started dry heaving. She said the prayers and stuff, I felt a little bit better. I wasn't 100%, but I felt a little bit better. So I wanted to go back in. So I went back in, and again, I felt completely drained. Whatever's there is powerful. It's something that I've never came in contact before on an investigation. I've never felt that way. And I want to know what caused it. I'm passionate about paranormal investigation, and this is one of those ones that, even with the scientific way of thinking, I cannot come up with a rationale. I've never felt that way. Actually, some other women who have investigated there have had that same thing. I'd like to talk to them, to find out, if they have like the same type of thing I have where they don't really even remember. What does that? What causes that feeling? What causes you to have that feeling?
Welcome to the Monroe house. What's interesting about this house and this general area is that every house around here that you see is on flat ground. This is the only house. We drove all around the neighborhood. The only house that is on any kind of hill, okay? And if any of y'all have done any kind of research on Native Americans, they are known to bury their dead in mounds. The sister of the owner's wife told us that someone had told her about Native Americans being in this area, in this exact area. So there may be some kind of correlation to that we don't know of yet.
Right. They provided her documentation that supported the fact that there was Native American in this area, particularly in, I believe, this plot of property.
But he told us of people performing satanic rituals in this house.
Yes.
And they could never figure out where the source of the fires came from. They weren't electrical or anything. One area that it started was in the basement.
Right.
And he showed us the burn marks. Yeah, under the subfloor. And there was no electrical there.
No electric.
No electric.
It was here
Yeah.
before at that point.
Yeah, and this house was built in 1850, I believe you
Yes,
said.
I think it was 1853.
Interesting thing, it has a freaking well in the basement that's covered up, a water well. So, and the foundation is made out of quarried limestone.
Yes.
Okay, it holds energy. So if you put all that stuff together, Ouija board, you got the wells, you got the unexplained fires, and you got some death in this house.
Yes, there's been deaths. There are many documented deaths. They believe there's also some perhaps undocumented deaths.
So we got deaths, we got Ouija boards, we got possible satanic rituals being performed, and
there were deaths here and there was a woman here, which also was correlated by findings of other groups who did historical research, that there was a woman here. The children died.
Or mysteriously.
Yeah, they died. And the report, I don't believe that the cause of death was, and that was dead on. It was a woman who was bitter. She was very upset and unrested, and was blaming a male for the cause of the deaths. So that there kind of blew me away too. So that's how I feel. I feel like I can't think. Don't touch me. There's nothing next to me. That's so weird. I don't get it. I don't know what the hell it's doing. This is whack.
You're not, if you're getting affected that bad.
No, did you see my recorder? I didn't move for it to do that. I'm fine. It's just not going to touch my equipment. It's not going to touch me.
Guys, I apologize. We're having some crazy stuff going on. I can't figure out why. It's showing that everything's working good. On our end, it's showing that we have everything, and then it goes out again. So I don't know. Could be something else, because we just played the recorder back and had all kind of weird static interference on it. And I've never had that on that recorder or any
Right,
other recorder.
And then I'm not picking up any static in my RC EVP. My recorder actually flew into the floor and went like this and then down. And trust me, it was the fastest that anything's moved near me for a little bit now. So that was a little odd.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky, man. All right, who's messing with our equipment? Are you messing with our electronic equipment, yes or no? Yes. Who are you? Are you the one that caused the fires in this house? I said, did it. Who caused the fires? Were you conjured up by a Ouija board, yes or no? Do you show yourself as a shadow figure to people that are here? What did you say your name was? Whoa, did you see that? I just saw something white come down like that. Could have been dust. How many of you are in this house? 18. Were you conjured here by a Ouija board, yes or no? Are there any children in this house?
Why did you mess with me?
Nikki. It said Nikki. Who was messing with Nikki? Who was trying to hurt her? Who started the fires in this house? Something about trouble. Who's in trouble? Can you tell us the name of the owner of this house? Do you like to cause havoc on the people who have always lived here, no matter who they are? Yeah. You like to cause havoc on Eddie? Is that what you said? like to cause havoc on Eddie? Is that what you said? You're not allowed to touch us. You're not allowed to harm us in any way. We're just giving you an opportunity to speak. No, you're not going to kill them. Are there any Native Americans buried on this property? Give me my first and last name. Leave Nikki alone. We're not talking to Nikki right now. Make me. It's a female. It's that female. Why are you messing with Nikki? What do you want from her? Get out. Come on. You like to play games, don't you? We want you dead.
Oh, great. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Why do you want people dead? Poor Nikki.
I believe in Jesus Christ too.
Why are people in this house?
I already know my name. The question is, what is your name? I know you're a demon. I got that.
Can you tell me your name, please, if you're here? So you like to torment women? Is that what it is?
Really just touched my body. Don't touch me.
I told you you're not allowed to touch us. Do not touch us. Did people worship the devil in this house at one time? Did they use the Ouija board to bring? That's a vehicle. Is the well that's downstairs in the basement, is that any way for you to come through? Do you use that as a doorway? Thank. Now, when they conjured you to the well, up through the well, did they use the Ouija board to do it? I want to know the name of the person who conjured you here. No. Why not? Are you protecting him?
You can't affect us, you have to stop.
Maybe. I want to ask you about the fires. Did you purposely start those fires in this house? Why did you start the fires? To kill them. To kill who? What do you want here in this location, in this house? What do you want? What are you trying to do? Trying to show power and stuff. We got a lot of negative responses just now, crazy stuff. And we'll do, I don't know, 30 minutes, as long as we can stand it. I mean, it's pretty negative in this place, man. It's not good at all. And we will do, I'm going to film Nikki when she feels better tomorrow and let her tell you what we had to do earlier when we lost live feed. So
Yeah, but I have to do that again.
yeah, so
I have this on, it's not doing anything right now. It's weird. It's never done that. But I feel like shit.
well, you want to suck it up for the upstairs? We got to do something upstairs. Just play random words.
It's phonetic random
Okay,
sounds.
yeah, we'll use that. Yeah.
And then I can change it to male, female, or sensors.
Okay. All right, let's get our
I don't
shit
know that I
played.
understand anything, but yeah.
If you can see or hear this, guys, just stay watching the live feed down here. Let me know if you hear anything in the comments section, and I will check it as soon as I can. I don't want to bring the chat up because obviously we're having problems with the internet, and that'll just suck more internet signal out. I'm going to run this camera in this other room.
Oh,
Actually, you got a camera running there.
is it working cool?
It's pretty dark.
You want to move that in here then? Switch over something better.
Yeah, I would just turn it in here, and then I'll put this with the night vision on in there.
Yeah, I don't think I have a night vision on mine.
No, it's really dark.
Ugh.
If you're feeling that bad, we need this as quick. And just shut it down, pack up, get the fuck out of here. Huh?
I'll be alright.
You don't sound right.
I just don't feel right. It's off. I think I need to take a little break and then,
Okay, let's take a break.
try to.
We'll take a break, regroup for a minute, and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Something was like messing with my hair, messing with my head, messing with stuff.
How many times did I clap? Two. It looks like it's dead. It looks like the light went out.
I think it's dead.
Probably change the battery.
It was almost dead anyway. I have that one recording the other
It is said pay. Who is the one that attacked Sherry in this house? Beazle.
The same police about her.
Why did you attack her? Oh, and I'm speaking to the woman spirit, the human woman spirit. Can you tell me your name, please, if you're here? Sometimes you think,
Somebody just touched me. Don't touch me!
we told you not allowed to touch us. Do not touch us. Did people worship the devil in this house at one time? Did they use the Ouija board to bring you here? Did you attempt to harm children in this house at any time? That's a vehicle. Is the well that's downstairs in the basement, is that any way for you to come through? Do you use that as a doorway? Thank you. Were you conjured through that well?
Yes.
do it. Can you give me the name of the person that did that, who conjured you here? What do you think about us bringing a priest here to exorcise this house? I'm gonna bring a bunch of people here and get rid of stuff at this house. We're gonna cleanse this house. And we're gonna close your portal.